I am back this evening with Lawrence Carter Long, who you are the Director of Engagement for ReelAbilities, R-E-E-L Abilities. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, so ReelAbilities started out as a film festival, been going on for 17 years now. We became our own independent nonprofit. We want to put the past in perspective. We want to showcase the present, and we want to make the industry more inclusive so that whether you're a writer, or a producer, a director, or an actor, you've got an opportunity to succeed in the entertainment industry.
So let's talk about the next film we're showing, Bad Day at Black Rock. I love the fact that you chose this. Tell us why.
So it was really a combination of reintroducing people to a film that they already know and love, maybe giving them some nuance and some layers and some added perspective about the one-armed man character, but also learning to think a little differently about things like masculinity and what makes a man a man. And I think those are important topics back when the film was made and still important today.
It's interesting because if you know the background of this film, it did not start out to be a film about a one-armed man, right?
The screenwriter added that element as a way to entice Spencer Tracy out of what was kind of a semi-retirement. And so they added this to give Tracy something extra, something that would add to this character in a way that you didn't often see in films of this type or contemporary films of this era. But if you look at the Macreedy character, he's somebody that's had to learn to adapt to a world that wasn't built with people like him in mind.
Right.
You see that with disabled people, and indeed with disabled characters, there's a certain dogged determinist that you have to develop to get around a world that's not accessible to you. I think there's a certain degree of adaptability. All right, this doesn't work, I'm gonna try something else. Right. And there's sort of a sense of astute observation. You've got to be able to go into a room or go into a situation, assess what it's going to require of you so that you're not expending all of your energy, just sort of going from point A to point B. And the Macreedy character exemplifies all of these elements that are very common to disabled people.
Exactly. This is really Dore Schary's baby, who was the head of production at MGM at this time. And he did not normally put his name on the films, but he thought so highly of this project that he assumed a sole producer credit for the film. But it's interesting because, as you were saying, Spencer Tracy passed on this. He thought it was just like a genre picture. And Dore Schary didn't really make genre pictures.
Yeah.
He did, but they always had a little something extra that elevated them to like an A production. And in his mind, that was Spencer Tracy. If I get Spencer Tracy, then we can do this and it'll be a prestige picture for MGM. And then they told Spencer Tracy that Alan Ladd had already agreed to play the part.
I think it's akin to that, right? Understanding Spencer Tracy's sort of personality, the kinds of things that motivated him, not only to star in the film, but to really add those things that Spencer Tracy was known for. The use of the handkerchief and wiping his brow, or giving that moment a pause or a beat before he responded. That really adds, I think, character and layers to this performance.
Absolutely. It's a master class in underacting, but he is just so compelling and he has such authority on screen and standing up to some pretty tough guys. I mean, Robert Ryan and Ernest Borgnine and Lee Marvin, these are not your garden variety bad guys.
All these guys are pulling their weight, right? They're all showing up for this film. And I think one of the great things about this character is that unlike all the other men in the film, Spencer Tracy isn't throwing his weight around. Everything that he does, from the economy of movement to even the way he responds, because they're needling him all the way through it. They underestimate him. They peg him, they put him in a certain box, which he doesn't fit in. And in the end, without getting into spoilers, might become their undoing.
Exactly. Well, Lawrence, we're going to let the folks watch this amazing movie right now. Those of you who have not seen it before, you are in for a real treat. This is also one of the first films MGM ever made in CinemaScope. So enjoy Bad Day at Black Rock.